want to go more now on this renewable push from Labor because, as you know, we called out Chris Bowen's ridiculous promise the other week of a solar sharer scheme promising free electricity in the middle of the day. It's an insult to taxpayers when the bills continue to rise. Here's a reminder of what Bowen has been posting on this.
It's called solar share, and what it means is that energy companies will be required to offer you, if you have a smart meter, 3 hours of free power in the middle of the day when we have so much solar energy in the system.
What a farce. As I said at the time, there's no such thing as a free lunch, even at lunchtime. Let's get some expert analysis from Bruce Mountain. He's the Director of the Victorian Energy Policy Centre. Good to talk to you again, Bruce. Tell us about this. On the face of it, you get free power during the middle of the day. You might be able to set your dishwasher and other appliances or even your car battery to be charged at that time. But that cost has to be recouped somewhere, doesn't it?
Yes, indeed. The aphorism, there's no such thing as a free lunch, is a good one, and it's proven true on just about everything. So I right now have an offer from an energy retailer which has 3 hours of free power. I've got an EV. I've chosen it in the market, and the price I pay for that is much more expensive electricity in the evening. And I can move my load into the middle of the day. I work from home often. I've got an EV, and so it suits me. And it's an offer freely made in the market. What the minister is intending is to mandate an offer. But of course, many people who don't have solar tend to live in flats which they rent. They have not good access to EV charging. Generally speaking, across the population, it tends to be lower income households that rent. And most of them don't work from home, unlike many of the wealthier people. And as a consequence, their ability to shift load into the free hours is quite limited. And as a consequence, if they face higher prices outside of the free hours, those people and their advocates will rightly say, but that's ridiculous, how can you do this? And so what the minister will be forced to do to address that concern is to offer free electricity in the middle of the day, as he's promised, and then charge not much more, if anything, in the evening and in the non-free hours. The people who will benefit from that most are people like me, the wealthier people in the population who own their own homes, who can afford EVs and other high loads. This therefore means that this policy will be a net transfer from less wealthy renters, the lower income people who don't have solar, who don't work from home, to wealthier people, and it'll be paid for partly by them and partly by other non-household customers. So frankly, I couldn't think of a worse energy policy to address reasonable electricity affordability concerns, which hit the least well off the hardest.
Does it help the energy grid at all by trying to soak up more of that surplus solar energy during the day, or is it just a gimmick that's only going to have this effect, as you say, as forcing poorer people who don't have access to all these gadgets to pay more?
I think, frankly, it's a gimmick. I think those customers who are able to shift load into the middle of the day, they know of these offers. OVO, the energy retailer, and Red and others have these offers in the market. They've been free to make them. They've found customers who are attracted to them. That's a market in action. Customers have different needs. Forcing this on the market, forcing this on the retailers, I don't think it's going to have a huge effect in shifting demand into the middle of the day. I think it's a populist gimmick. I don't know if the minister understands that, or if he thinks it's going to work, but any reasonable appraisal of it will show that it hits the least well off the hardest, and that's just bad policy.
It's bad policy, especially for a Labor government that's supposed to be a friend of the workers. Thanks for joining us, Bruce. Appreciate it.